Hey guys, and welcome to a Premier League predictions video. So heading straight on into this, I'm going to be telling you all the teams I think will be in order of the Premier League. So from 20th to 1st, who will win the league, who will get relegated, who will get top 4, who will come in the Europa League. Right, so in last place, who I think will finish 20th is Burnley. There are many reasons for this. One of them is they sold their second best player their season, arguably their first best player, who is Michael Keane. Also, Burnley have only brought in around 4 or 5 players, and they've released and sold around 18 players. So their squad size is going to be very small during the season, which means their players get tired quicker, and yeah, they shouldn't perform as well. The 4 signings they have made are Charlie Taylor, Jonathan Waters, who's a decent buy, Jack Cork, who's a good buy, and Phil Bardsley from Stoke. Nevertheless, of those signings, I still think they will finish bottom of the league. 19th, it's the team which everyone's writing off straight away, is Huddersfield, who have never been in the Premier League before, so they don't have any experience. But yeah, since their lack of experience in the Premier League, I think that alone will bring them down next season. But this next one, a lot of people are saying that this team will stay up, but I personally don't think they will. They've made a few good signings from like Valencia and Chelsea. From that, you can probably guess, yes, it is Brighton. Now, lots of people are saying that Brighton will stay up because of their signings they've made and just because of their team before. But personally, I think Matt Ryan's a very good buy for goalkeeper. Izzy Brown will probably do quite well. But the rest, they have no experience in the Premier League, so that's probably going to do the same thing as Huddersfield. They're just going to go straight back down next season. In 17th, I put Newcastle because they have made a few good signings, and Rafa Benitez, he's just not going to get relegated again, is he? I see them staying up, but only by 1 place. Next up in 16th, I think it'll be Watford. Watford have got a very good manager, Marco Silva, who came from Hull, who didn't have much time to keep them up last season. So with a full season and transfers, I think Marco Silva will be able to keep Watford up for another season. In 15th, we have Swansea, who if they keep Gylfi Sigurdsson, this is what I think it'll be. But if they get rid of him, I think they'll finish a lot lower, because he's their best player by far. So if they do sell Sigurdsson, I may have to move them down like a few places in this list, but I think that'll just be safe. Next up is Crystal Palace. So I put Palace quite high up on the list for Palace anyway. They're 14th, mainly because of their manager change. They got rid of Sam Allardyce and they got in Frank de Boer from Inter, I think. And since he's Dutch, he brought in another Dutch player in Riedewald from Ajax, and they also brought in Loftus-Cheek from Chelsea. With these signings, I think that'll keep them up in the Premier League for another season and finish quite comfortably above the relegation zone. Next up, other team which nobody thought were going to win the Premier League, but they did, is Leicester. I put them in 13th because they still have the squad, mainly the squad which won them the league 2 seasons ago, so there's no way they'll get relegated. I think that Iheanacho will do very well for them and probably be their top goal scorer. Next up, I have West Brom. They're 100% not going to get relegated since they're managed by Alan Pardew, but I think around mid-table is where they're just going to stay forever. Next up is Stoke City. Even though they lost their best player, arguably Arnautovic, to West Ham, they still have Shaqiri, they still have Peter Crouch, who you can knock balls up to and just head in. So I think they'll finish alright, mid-table, 11th. They finished 9th last season. That's right, it is Bournemouth. I think they're going to finish 10th, which is 1 lower than last season, like I just said. Their team is pretty good now, since they got Ake for 20 million. Begovic on an undisclosed fee. Jermaine Defoe, that's probably the best signing. So I think they're going to finish 10th. A team just scraping in the top 10 is Southampton. Every year they just sell players, they never buy, and that's happened again this year really. And they've got a new manager in Mauricio Pellegrino. They brought in 2 Man City players of Zabaleta and Joe Hart, Arnautovic from Stoke, and they also got Javier Hernandez from Bayer Leverkusen. So I think West Ham will finish 8th. Alright, breaking into the top 7, who finished basically 7th with 4 games to go last season, is Everton. They're too good for all the teams below them, and they're not good enough for any of the teams above them. Alright, so the top 6 is very hard to decide. So in 6th, I have put, it's very surprising, Spurs. Spurs are terrible at Wembley, as we saw last season in the Champions League, so they'll probably be terrible at Wembley this season as well. So that's why I put Spurs 6th. In 5th, it's very hard to decide, but I did put Liverpool. I did this mainly because the rest of the teams above them have just had potentially better transfers. I think they've already got a better squad than them. They just performed very well last season. That is why I put Liverpool in 5th. So the top 4, it was very hard to decide, but in 4th I did put the reigning champions Chelsea. I did this because I think other teams above them who I put have strengthened in more needing areas, like in striker. They got Morata they're getting rid of Costa. I think that's a downgrade personally. So that's why I put Chelsea 4th. In 3rd, I did put Arsenal. They're not going to compete for the title this year. They never will. They never do. I think in the first half of the season they'll perform very well, but like every other year, they'll just fade off towards the end. Even though they did do 2 very good signings in Lacazette and Kolasinac. Kolasinac performed very well for them against Chelsea when he scored that header to basically win it for them. But I don't think those 2 signings are enough to make them challenge for the Premier League. That's why I put Arsenal 3rd. Top 2, as a United fan, I'm obviously going to be biased, but I put them 2nd. Hopefully Martial can go back to his first season with Van Hull and get 20 goals a season, unlike last season, which obviously means I believe that Manchester City will win the league. This is probably what most people are already thinking since of all the signings they made or the money they've spent. And since last season, the only problem they had was conceding goals and defensively and goalkeeping obviously. They addressed all of these areas, which means I think they're just going to walk the league. Right, so this is my Premier League prediction. You don't have to agree with me. I'll probably, at the end of the season, we'll see how I do. Remember to like and comment down below. I'll see you guys next time.
Hey look, shawty, is your shawty, better get your shawty. I might smack a bitch when they're looking in my body. I'ma fuck her when they leave, just don't tell nobody. I'ma set that nigga up, just don't tell nobody. Hey look, shawty, is your shawty, better get your shawty. I might smack a bitch when they're looking in my body.